Okay, y'all, good morning. Wednesday morning, hump day, man, hump day. So, this morning I got the $1 Million Street. This will be probably about the last time I do the $1 Million Street on the regular. Everything that I'm not saying I won't be back to do any of the properties. When I talk about the last time of the season, it's the last time regular time. Anytime after November the 1st, they have to call me. That's just the way I got it set up, and then I can schedule accordingly, and I do it like that every year, so I don't have to, well, schedule what don't need to be done. I don't like going to the properties if they don't need it, and I'm not going to continue to go to a property every 2 weeks when we ain't had no rain and ain't got cold and everything is still you know, green and growing on the, and the leaves have not fallen yet. I just don't want to, you know. I don't like wasting resources. I don't like wasting time, and I just don't like doing it. I just don't do things like that. I don't need it. I don't want to do it. And you guys know that to watch the channel on the reg. So I got the young man that helped me yesterday. Is going to help me again today. I think I explained to him in layman terms exactly what expectations are in order to make good money out here. Usually when a guy comes out here and works with me, if I pay him the way I pay, you know, in the beginning, it's really good pay, because I pay them based on what the business makes, of course, but I do fudge a little bit with the numbers to make it where it's worth it to them during their training time, right? It's got to be worth it to come to work, you know. My wife always seems to think I pay the guys too much money to begin with, and that's part of the problem. Because once they get the good money, you know, like I mentioned yesterday, the young man came out here last week, and when he worked hard on that first job, I mean, he got $200 in about 4 or 5 hours. You can't set a precedent like that, because if you do, then they're going to get an attitude. And well, Ray, you can't. Yeah, they do. People funny about the money. Those you guys that come out here and work for me, but they always think that somebody's trying to beat them. I mean, you know, not beat them, but they want to make sure that they get all the money they can. Okay, and I guess I'm the same way, but I am a realist, and I know the lay of the land better, and I know, you know, I know what other people are paying, and they don't pay what I pay. I don't care. I don't care what anybody in the comments says. You're not gonna come out here and do what a guy in the truck with me does and make $25 or $30 an hour. You're not, I mean, not down here where I'm at. You're just not gonna make that down here. You're not gonna make $25 or $30 an hour in a truck with me, with anybody. Now, the lead guy on another team is driving the truck, he might make that, but they usually don't even pay them that. They'll top those guys out at $25 an hour, but they'll guarantee them 40 hours a week, and they'll, you know, maybe even some overtime in the summertime. So, you know, you gotta weigh that. But I just wanted the young man to understand exactly the pay rate, the pay scale, the pay everything, so there was no confusion when we have a sorry day. You can't make the good money, and then when something happens where the business doesn't make that much money, or for whatever reason, and then be mad when you end up making, you know, $15 an hour. Rarely does that happen, because I'm going to make sure of that. That's my job, and I like to think that I'm pretty good at my job. My job as the owner is to keep us busy and make sure we're getting paid, and to make sure my guy gets good pay. That's my job, and you know, I'm pretty good at my job. I don't know about y'all. Sometimes I slip. The expectation out here is unlike, apparently, now I don't know, from all the knuckleheads I've had out here over the years, my expectation is foreign to them. They've never worked for somebody like me. They've always worked for people that will let them ride the clock, But what they're not really grasping is they're paying them $14 an hour, $15 an hour. You know, well, Ray, they ain't going to McDonald's to get $20 an hour. No, hell, they can't. Not here. I've never known anybody that McDonald's that goes in there making $20 an hour. It doesn't exist. So stop telling yourself that. Not here where I'm at. Now, maybe up in New York or somewhere where the cost of living is a lot higher, but down here where I'm at, if you go into a fast food place and you're making $15 an hour, you're doing good. You're doing good. That's not true, Ray. McDonald's, they pay $20 an hour. But they don't. So quit telling yourself that, please. You can't, I mean, there's no way McDonald's can do that on a starting employee coming in. But their turnover is so high that they'd be losing money that way. So quit telling yourself that you can go to a fast food and make $20 an hour. So I've had guys come out here all the time, all the time, tell me, well, hell, I can go to McDonald's and make that. Well, take your happy ass up to McDonald's and show me, because I don't think you can. So I'm a realist in the real world, and I know what the pay rate and the pay scale is for people around here, and for what jobs they do. You know how I know that? I make it my business to know that. These are the things that I'm interested in. Just like I'm interested in equipment and other things, I'm interested in what things cost. Y'all know that. And to me, that's all a part of what things cost. What does it cost to get this done? What does it cost to get that done? And ain't no McDonald's around here, Chick-fil-A, none of them paying you $20 an hour. Not walking in the door. Now, you might be a shift manager or whatever, and you might make that, but you ain't gonna go in the door on the damn grill making that. I don't think. Well, I know you're not. And, you know, guys are always saying, well, hell, you can do, yeah, I can go to McDonald's and make that. Well, McDonald's is not a desirable job. I don't know if you knew that or not. It's not. This is much more desirable than McDonald's, to me. I mean, who the hell wants to be standing on their feet all day on hard concrete around a bunch of greasy food all day? You know, and work all freaking day standing on your feet, slipping and sliding on the floor. Well, how you know that, Ray? Because I worked at all those places when I was younger. I've had about 40 jobs, y'all. So guys that come at me all the time talking about you don't know this and you don't know that. But there's a lot I don't know. You're right. But there's a lot that I do know based on my life experience. I had 10 jobs before I got out of high school. So just FYI, and you know, everything from a laborer on a masonry crew to working at Kmart back in the day, the steakhouse. I worked at a couple steakhouses. Yeah. I've done it. I've done a lot of stuff, and I know that fast food don't pay no $20 an hour. Matter of fact, there's a sign right out in front of Jersey Mike's, and maybe I'll incorporate it into this video and put a picture right here. There's a sign out there right now where they got a sign that says, need employees, $14 an hour. That's about right. That's about what the fast food places around here pay. They might pay a little bit more than that if they're in a bad spot, but that's about what they pay. So you can't compare a fast food job starting pay with what I pay. It ain't even a competition, man. I mean, it ain't even worthy of a conversation, really, because guys out here, the only guys, and I know I've said this 100 times, but I got to say it one more time at least. The only people that don't like pay for performance are people that don't, or that are not motivated. And to work for me, you got to be motivated. You're not going to last. I'm going to peak it, and then I'm going to push you, and you're going to buck on me, and then you're not going to be out here. That's what's happened 100 times. Well, Ray, you can't push the employees too hard. No, I'm not talking about pushing them in a bad way. I'm talking about pushing them to be better, to be more efficient. The why of we do this and we do that. I'm pushing them in that regard. I'm not trying to push their buttons or nothing. I'm trying to push them to, you got to do it this way. Well, Ray, how do you know that's the best way? Because I've been doing it so long, y'all. It's boring to me. The method of doing these properties to make top dollar is so repetitively, redundantly ridiculous to me at this point in my life that it's like, you didn't know that? Oh, you didn't know that? You didn't know that? Well, why would you do it like that? That's my, when I look at guys that work for me, that's what I'm looking at. So pay for performance is the only way to work out here. And now if you're not a self-motivating, want to get better kind of guy, then it's not good for you. It's not. You know, around here, and I'm talking about nowhere else, but around here, the state workers, the county workers, the city workers, there's no way they could work for me. You know, I've had buddies that's worked on the mowing crews for the city down here where I live at, and he's like, and they work with me too, and he's like, dude, it's a whole nother mentality, a whole nother mindset. They don't even freaking, he said they are the most inefficient. What they'll do, he said a lot of times what they'll do, they'll get started knowing they need fuel, and they'll go get started only to work 20 minutes and then load the trailer up and go fill the mowers up with fuel when they know they needed fuel, you know, that morning. So you can't run a business like I run like that. You just can't. They're killing me with all that, y'all. But the new kid, he's doing good. And like I said, he's just day labor, you know, trying to help him out, trying to help me out, trying to get through the season so I can get to the stump grinder. I got a bunch of grinding work to do, man. I got a bunch of jobs, man, that I can go do. Jobs that I looked at last year, that I couldn't do last year because I didn't have a grinder or whatever. And now I'm reaching out to those people. I got that one lady that's got that pond in the back of our house there. She got a bunch of stumps on the pond bank. She was wanting somebody to grind the stumps out. So with that being said, I'm going to get that work as well. So I got a lot of work that I can get now that I got this grinder, and you know, I'm ready to get to it. And you know, if I got somebody out here working with me, then that'll work too. It doesn't have to be you know, the lawn maintenance, but you know, just to have, you know, when you go out with a skid steer doing anything, it's good to have some help, even if they're not you know, busy all day, because if something happens and they get busy, so then, you know, I end up paying you know, just for support. I call it just in case. And that was a lot of reasons why Bo, you know, I had Bo keep coming out here, especially doing skid steer work, because Bo was good at just in case. If something, a track comes off or something, I got some support. If I have a flat tire on the trailer while I'm on the side of the road, I got some support to help me. And you can overcome whatever it costs for that labor with skid steer money. That's the thinking. Now, this new guy out here, he will do better in those scenarios in the lawn maintenance, because the lawn maintenance, you have to, like I said yesterday, you got to be on task. You got to be moving. Everything's got to move with a purpose, and it's hard to teach that when it's not necessary. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but it's not necessary to work like that, efficient like that, you know, this time of year. So I've been working like that since April. And so when we get to this time of year, I take a sigh, you know, a deep breath, and I'm like, whew, okay, made it through another season. My money's getting a little bit better. I can breathe a little bit, and I don't have to be under that continuous stress of go, or be on the guys that work with me. You need to do that. You know, I can do it. I can lightly do it, and we'll be okay. But make no mistake, in the heat of the summer, you got to be efficient. There's no way that that me and the young man could work in the middle of the summer, like we're working now, me included, like we're working now, and him make good money, because nobody's going to make good money, because we're not going to be able to do enough work. Well, Ray, you're going to have to work longer. No, I ain't going to work longer. I mean, if I have to, I will, but we're not going in. We're not going in thinking like that. Hell no. We're going to conform to what I know that we can do, and that is get to the bread by 3 o'clock every day. Yesterday we did like $805 or something. You know, decent day for what I got in it. If doing lawn maintenance in the heat of the summer, I do $800-900 a day, then with the running the other truck and all the things that go on in the lawn maintenance, there's a lot of cost. So me making $900 in the heat of the summer is the same as me making $800 now, because I know there's $100-something there. It's probably even more than that. If I'm making $900 during the summer per day, or $850 per day during the summer, and then in the wintertime I can do $700, I'm making more money at the $700, because it's not costing me as much. It's not wearing out mowers. It's not doing anything that costs me a lot. So I got another job I need to go look at. I got 2 jobs I need to go look at, and that's the one drawback of not having the other truck, because I can't pull off and go look at these other jobs. So I got one over there, a buddy of mine. He used to work for me, not the bamboo site guy, but another guy that I've known since he was a teenager. He's 35 now. His grandpa and them are they got a property in Fayetteville that needs cleaning up, and he sent me some pictures, and it looks really, really, really bad. So and I've been knowing this guy for probably about 17 years. He's about the same age as the bamboo site owner. And I've known all these guys around here for a long time. Like I said, we're in a small community, and I've lived here a long time. And I've been a homeowner here a long time. So I've been hiring these guys that are hiring me now. I was hiring them back in high school, when they were in high school still. So now they're grown, married, got kids, blah, blah. And they call me for work because they know me. They know I'm not trying to beat them, because when they were out here working with me, I was telling them the same thing I'm telling everybody now. Ain't nothing changed. We got to be efficient. I ain't trying to beat nobody. And in order for us to be efficient and not beat nobody and make our money, we got to be efficient. In order for us to make the money, we got to be efficient. So that's the nature of it, man. And there really ain't no ain't nothing easy about none of it. But if I'm doing $700 or $800 this time of year per day, and not having to run the other truck, and we're not doing as much, we're not running the lawnmowers as long, and nothing, then I'm okay. It's the same as making $850 or so, in the heat of the summer. And this time of year, what I normally do with the mowers, I start putting premium in them, because I know they may sit for a minute without being ran. As long as they're running every day and we're, mowing a bunch of grass, then I don't really look at that. But this time of year, I fill them up with premium. All right, y'all, we got done, man. We got everything on the list done, so that's good. I told them we're not going to work tomorrow. I got to kind of let some of the yards build back up again. I got a couple of little yards to go do, but I don't need help with those things. So, yeah. But it's 1:57 right now, and we're done. I just dropped him off. I'm headed down here to get me a Sammy.